Hi friends, we welcome you to our GST channel GST with Tax Marvel. Before we proceed, we'll request you to like and share our videos and also subscribe our channel, and if possible click on the notification icon so that you will keep on receiving the updates on GST. Today we have brought to you important amendment regarding Rule 36(4) of the CGST rules. So basically, we all know, friends, that ITC is available only when we satisfy certain criteria. And one of the criteria which were imposed in October 2019 was that the invoices should appear in GSTR 2A. And there was certain restrictions imposed earlier. It was GSTR 2A plus 20% subject to maximum appearing in the books of accounts, and then it was against modified to GSTR 2A plus 10%. But due to outbreak of COVID, this relaxation is clubbed from Feb 20 to August 20. So month-wise computation should not be done for Feb 20 to August 20. The ITC for the period taken together from February 20 to August 20 should be taken as a single bunch, and then the comparison should be done with your ITC as per books. So we have brought today the details of the notification and the circular and the rules around this amendment. So I hope you like, friends. Now friend, this is very interesting. Your cumulative application of 36(4). So we all know what is 36(4). Earlier the department said you can claim input credit as per your books, but provided your supplier is filing GSTR 1 by September 2020 or whatever date it is. Then there was a notification somewhere around October which said that you cannot claim your ITC in excess of 20% which is appearing in your GSTR 2A or as per books whichever is lower. And then within 1 month only one more notification came and restricted this 20% to 10%. So from 1st of January 2020 the rule was that the ITC was restricted to 10% over and above the figures appearing in GSTR 2A. So subject to my books. So whichever is lower. If my books is lower, I'll claim lower. If my books is higher and 2A is lower, I'll claim 2A, the lower amount. Because of this pandemic, most of the suppliers are not able to file GSTR 1, and government has understood that if the supplier is not filing GSTR 1, the entries will not populate in GSTR 2A. Hence, restricting credit in GSTR 2A is not a way out. Hence, government said that for the month Feb to August 20, so this 6 months period or 7 month period is to be taken cumulatively, is to be taken as a single period. It means any purchase from Feb to August is to be taken as a cumulative figure, right? And then it should be compared with your inward supply from Feb to August, and then add 10%. Then add 10%, and that ITC you can take up to that restriction only. So next what we'll see is, we'll see a practical approach. What will happen if the rule was not there, how much credit I will take, and what is the impact of this change, whether my input credit will increase. One more important aspect, friends, understand that if the entry is not appearing in 2A in a particular month, it does not mean that you cannot claim that credit. Only thing is, once the entry will appear in a subsequent period, you can claim that credit. Only challenge will be reconciling the entire credit on a monthly basis, invoice by invoice, right? So we'll move and we'll see how practically this figure is arriving. So had this 7 month block not come, so what happened if the government has not announced this relief? So we'll take February. Input credit as per my books, eligible credit is 500 rupees, and in case of ITC 2A only 450 rupees is reported by suppliers. So as per rule I can add 10% in 450, so that is 495. I can only claim lower of 500 and 495. So my eligible credit is 495 rupees. I have assumed here that this Feb is not getting filed in a subsequent month. This is a final input credit, right? In an actual scenario, this Feb will also get filed subsequently, and then we'll see. So in Feb, I'll claim 495. Then in March, this COVID has impacted, and ITC as per books is 100 rupees, and only 20 rupees of input credit is getting reflected in 2A. So had this rule not been there, my ITC was restricted only up to 20 plus 10%, that is 22 rupees. In April, similarly, 44 rupees. In the month of May, the scenario has improved. I have just taken an example where the entire input credit as per my books is reflecting in my 2A. So ITC plus 2A is 110. Input as per books is 100. So I cannot claim 110 because lower of the two I'll claim. So lower of 100 and 110 is 100 rupees only. In June, the entire scenario has improved. I have started my purchases and all. So out of 1000, 800 are reported. So I can claim 880. In July, I can claim 1200. And in August, I can claim 1500. So if you'll see, the total purchase from Feb to August is 4450. In 2A, it is 4010. I'll add 10%. So as per the monthly rule, I am claiming 4241, right? Not 4450, because I have to see this impact on month basis, and the restriction is there on a monthly basis. Now friends, I'll move on. I'll take a practical approach that what will happen because of this removal of restriction. So this month-wise removal of restriction is there. So now I can claim this 7 month as a single block. So the from Feb to August, the ITC as per books is 4450. ITC as per 2A is 4010. ITC plus 10% is 4411 because of cumulative impact. Because of cumulative impact of 4010, I can take 10% extra. So my total credit is 4411. Had earlier rule there, I could have claimed only 4241. Now because of this change, I can claim 4411. So I am approximately 200 rupees extra credit I am able to take because of this removal of monthly restriction of GSTR 2A plus 10%. So this is an interesting change that will also help me to overcome my cash flow issues. But again, the problem is from Feb to August, we are claiming on an actual basis of as per books. But once we download the ITC from Feb to August in a cumulative basis and going to follow later on, it might also happen that I have to reverse some credit, because I may have claimed a larger or a excess credit because I am not comparing GSTR 2A on a monthly basis. So again, this is where I am saying that due date for claiming ITC is not increased, but there is a likelihood that government will also increase that due date for claiming credit as per GSTR 2A. Original as per GST law, it is ITC can be claimed on or before filing of return for September of the subsequent year or annual return of that year, whichever is earlier. But because of that COVID, I see friends that this restriction will also be increased. So the time limit for claiming ITC will also get increased. I can see a possibility, but as of now, if that possibility does not happen, most of the businesses will get a hit, and there are chances that the suppliers have gone bankrupt or the suppliers have closed their shops. Because of that also, there will be impact to the businesses and they may not get the due credit. So as per GST law, you cannot avail credit unless and until the invoice is uploaded in GSTR 2A and the supplier is filing return, that is 1 and 3B. So again, we'll see a disruption around your September, October, where the businesses will realize that okay, we have a huge shortfall in ITC 2A. So all that I think as a professional, we all should advise companies to do this recon on a monthly basis, and at least top 10-15 vendors you should follow up and ask them what is their plan for filing. Friends, thank you for watching our video, and we hope that you enjoyed this learning series GST with Tax Marvel. And don't forget to share, like and subscribe our videos, and do also tell your friends or colleagues who want to make their career in GST or want to get updated on GST aspects. Thank you friends. Thank you.